Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another edition of Shin Kicking Mondays. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I just realized as I was looking at my microphone settings today that my microphone had been defaulting to something else, which is strange. I don't recall that being the case, but anywho, who cares? Who cares about all my tech issues? Welcome back to another edition of this glorious free coaching series called Shin Kicking Mondays. I'm so glad you could join me today. I'm so glad that you could join me all of the previous Mondays. Good morning. How are you? If you are joining us today, please go ahead and leave a comment in the comment box. Tell us where you're joining us from. And it's so funny because I have to doll myself up before I do these episodes, and because I wouldn't want to scare you with my ghoulish face without makeup, but I never have time to do my hair. My hair is getting really long. I've been growing it out for, gosh, going on maybe 6 or so years now. It was a little short faux hawk, and now it's really long down to more than middle, way past my back. And I've been growing it. I love long hair, but I don't do anything with it. So I wrap it up and I put it either in a bun or a ponytail. And today I feel like one of those little dancers from that Dance Moms show. I don't ever watch that show, but I feel like I'm one of those little girls, the really tight bun on the top of the hair like a ballerina. But anyway, all this to say, thank you for joining me. I know it's early in some of the parts where you guys are joining us from. Good morning, Pilar. Um, well, you're in San Francisco, so you're 2 hours behind me. So it's only 6 a.m. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's only 8 a.m. where you are. So for me, that's pretty early. But anyway, all this to say, thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure to do these free coaching segments on Monday morning because I know that for me personally, I find it hard to get up just because I'm more of a creative at night. Good morning, Jen. Good to see you. Um, I'm more of a creative person at night, so in the morning I'm a little bit more slow going. And coming on the show every Monday morning is actually accountability for me. It's forcing me to actually get up, get motivated, get inspired, not only for to be on for you guys, but also for myself. So I have to say this is a two-way street in terms of who's benefiting from these free coaching segments. You're benefiting in some ways, but I'm also benefiting too. So thank you all in the Brave Bear community for being here and supporting the show. Thank you for showing up, being ecstatic, enthusiastic, and so supportive and loving of me. And let's get into it. Okay. So if you've not been on the live series before, or if you have and you're coming back, I usually like to do a quick little intro. We start off with a group channeling. It's sort of a meditative experience. It's a truncated version of what I typically do before I channel. And we'll use that, 1 or 2 minutes to really get grounded, get centered, get focused, and allow ourselves to really sink into our chair and sink into this present moment and allow us to be, allow us to breathe, allow us to allow us to allow um, to push all of the racing thoughts and the craziness and the chaos of the weekend out of the way so that we can really be in this moment for ourselves. It's a really great self-care method I love to use, but it's also a great method to get ourselves grounded before we're about to channel. And in this grounding, I'll also follow it up with a group intention slash intuitive channeling for all. There will be a message that wants to come through that will really help us to, get clarity on whatever it is that we're wanting more clarity on, or maybe validating something that we've been recently thinking about or worried about or concerned about. So with that, if you're here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Say hi in the chat box. Otherwise, let's go ahead and, if you can, get comfortable in a chair or in your bed or wherever you are seated. If you can get seated, get comfortable. Allow your feet to touch the ground. We really want to plant our feet into the ground, into the earth. And if you are in a chair like I am, go ahead and just kind of wiggle yourself a little bit to get in a comfortable position. Roll your shoulders if needed. Feel free to close your eyes. And allow yourself to really feel yourself in the chair, sinking into the chair, feeling a little bit heavier in your chair. Let the chair support you. Let the chair hold you up. And remember to breathe when we're doing this, okay? Breathe deeply in through your nose as long as you can, and hold it. And then release that breath out of your mouth slowly, long, long exhale through your mouth. Blow out all the toxins, blow out all the negativity, blow out all the stress. And we'll go ahead and repeat that again. Deep inhale through the nose. Hold it. Exhale through your mouth as long as you can. Let's do that a couple more times. And as you're continuing with the breaths, if you're feeling, seeing, or hearing thoughts, if your mind is racing, if you're worried about getting that to-do list figured out, I know I do this every day, let those thoughts, let those emotions come to the surface. Acknowledge them, but then let them go. Release them. It's not bad to have these thoughts. It's not bad to have emotions. It's not bad to worry. If we allow that energy to fester within us, that's where we should be concerned. So as thoughts come up, acknowledge them, confront them, let them know you see them, let them know you hear them, but then release them and let them go. We don't need them right now. Okay? By now you should be feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more centered, a little more focused. I want you all to telepathically, in your mind, ask yourself for the intention that you would like to receive today. What is it that you want more clarity on? Or what kind of blessings, what kind of intentions would you like to receive today? Because maybe you don't have a specific question, but maybe there's just a certain feeling you want to have by the end of this. Go ahead and telepathically tell yourself, this is what I'm looking for. Or ask yourself, what do I need to know about this? Okay? And as you allow yourself to have that intention, allow yourself to ask those questions, allow yourself to really get connected to your inner self, allow your inner self to connect to Berni's inner self. You know, like I say, when I do the intuitive readings, it's like our souls are having a conversation with each other. So when we get to that part of the session today, you know, hopefully we'll have more clarity and hopefully something will come through that wants to come to you. Any messages, any thoughts, any feedback, any validation you might need today. Okay? All right, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and come out of it. We feel more grounded, centered, and focused now. We are ready for Shin Kicking Mondays. I will go ahead and let you know what is coming through for you from me, from my divine team. And I usually, as you know, either see images in my mind or see a movie playing, or I'll hear thoughts and words that I need to say. So I'll let them come through and you will know in just a second what they are. And if you're just joining us, go ahead and say hi in the comment box. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're joining us from. Okay, I'm going to listen to this one a little bit more just to make sure I'm not making this up. But sometimes when I hear something and I'm like, did I think that? Or is that coming to me? But if it keeps coming back to me, then I know I need to say it. Okay, I know I need to say it. You guys are going to laugh, but you're going to love it at the same time. Who was a fan of Bon Jovi, Jon Bon Jovi, growing up? You know, we're aging ourselves here. When I was about, gosh, I can't remember, maybe 12 or 13, I was so obsessed with Jon Bon Jovi. I started a fan club. I called it the Jovi Girls. Jen, if you're still here, I don't know if you knew that because you had already moved out of the school district. By that time, you had already moved out into a new city. But I think I was at St. Bernard's at the time in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I started a fan club. There was like three of us, and I called it the Jovi Girls. But anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because the song by Jon Bon Jovi, "It's My Life, It's Now or Never." That I don't know if that's the actual name of the song, but the lyrics. Yes, Jon Bon Jovi. Okay. It's my life, it's now or never. Those are the words that are coming to me today for today's channeling. And I always love, I always love channeling song lyrics and quotes that are kind of goofy because it's kind of like, okay, yeah, that's so cliche, but it's my life, it's now or never. I really love this um, for many reasons. For one, I have a few mentors in my life who've taught me quite a bit about learning how to market or do business more authentically, learning how to sell yourself in a way that doesn't feel snaky, doesn't feel sleazy, that it's supportive and loving and genuine, and you're inviting people to come into your community because you want to love on them and you want to help and support them, not because you want to manipulate them. And one of the things that I've learned in those teachings is that if I were to die tomorrow, right, or if I were to become incapacitated tomorrow and I'm not able to do this work I get to do today, how would I want to be remembered? How would I want people to perceive the way I showed up? If I was to leave behind some memory of me, or if someone was to come, and speak and give a eulogy, and I know it sounds very morbid, but if I was no longer here, what would I want people to think? What would I want people to say? And would I be proud of all of the things that people are saying? Would I have any regrets about that? The legacy I left behind, the memory I left behind. And so one of the things I think often about is if I'm about to make a decision or if I'm about to engage with my community a certain way, can I live with this decision I'm making? And I know it's small little decisions like marketing on Facebook or how much should I price this, product or service for, or even like free, free coaching on Shin Kicking Monday. Should I do it? Should I not do it? How will it serve you? How will it serve me? And when I think about how I want to be remembered if anything were to happen to me, or how I would want people to consume my stuff if they were to show up and commit to me and hold me accountable every day to help them, what would I want that story to sound like? And what would I want those memories to sound like? And it's my life, it's now or never. It's kind of like if I were to die tomorrow, would I be okay with the things I've been doing, the things I've been sharing, and the way I've been engaging with you? And yes, I can absolutely say 100%. I am very proud of that. And in this one lifetime that we have, we only get this one chance, guys, until our day is done in this physical world, of course. Um, why waste our time and energy doing shit that doesn't matter? Why do we spend our time and energy with toxic relationships or people or situations that bring more chaos and stress to our lives? Why would we want to, if we're a business, sell ourselves a certain way or market ourselves a certain way if we don't even want to be sold to or marketed that way, right? So in this one life that we have, how do we want to show up? How do we want to be remembered? How do we want to make a difference and make our mark? And is it by doing things that are not in alignment with who we are and how we want to be? Or is it in ways that really capture the essence of who we are authentically, as not only this great human being who wants to make a difference? Because I know all of you guys in the Brave Bear community here have that similar ethos as I do. We want to show up and do great work, do good, we have great missions in life that we want to achieve, and we don't want to compromise any of that for the dollar or for someone else, right? We do it because this is what we enjoy, this is our purpose, this is our calling, and we feel the duty and the honor and the privilege to serve other people doing that good work. So with that being said, um, it is our life. So if it is our life and we have this blueprint that we can follow, and we can build on top of that blueprint, right? And adapt and change as we see fit, because we're not always the same person as we were when we were born, but we tend to have the same foundation, we tend to have the same values, we tend to have the same morals. With that being said, what kind of life do you want to live and lead right now? How do you want to serve and help other people? Good morning, Jabril. How do you want to share your gifts with the world? And everybody has different gifts. I mean, for example, Jabril, he and I met in Milwaukee many, many years ago. I've since moved out, but Jabril has many talents and gifts, and now he's showing up in the world as a musician, as a performing artist. And some of you here in the Brave Bear community may be fellow intuitives like me. We're doing intuitive coaching, we're doing intuitive healings. Maybe some of you are Reiki masters like I am. Maybe some of you are doing social justice work, right? Maybe some of you are doing um, you're interfacing with customers and serving people. So customer facing, customer serving, customer service. I mean, that was one of the first jobs I had as a kid growing up, was a lot of the customer facing stuff, which makes sense because now in the work I do and in my business as an intuitive coach and trainer, I am always customer facing. And if I didn't give a crap about my community, if I didn't give a crap about you guys, if I didn't want to help you guys lead a more joyful, centered, focused, loving, authentic life, then I don't think I would be able to show up every day with this level of, what do I want to call it? Conviction in what I do. I don't think I would believe my own shit if I didn't truly love what I do and if I didn't truly care about the people I want to help. And in this one life that we have, what's so important to me is that I live it the way that I see fit, that aligns with my heart, that aligns with my goals, that aligns with who I want to be, how I want to be, and how I want to deliver my gifts to you. And if my gifts are being intuitive, if my gifts are being brave, if my gifts are having the ability to manifest very quickly because I can learn really quickly, I can synthesize that information, and then I can help other people to do the same in their own world. If these are all my skill sets, and if I have acquired this mindset of being resilient and being tough even in the face of adversity, then why wouldn't I want to show up and teach and train and coach and help and support all of you to do the same? And when my life is over, I can say I did my part. I did what I was called to do. I did what, God gave me the innate talents that I was born with, but then God also gave me the vision and um, the drive and the personality and the behaviors to go for it, to believe in myself, you know. And I grew up in a Catholic family, so we did grow up believing in God, but I also am a very spiritual being. I believe in there being this spiritual team that we might not necessarily be able to see here on the physical plane, that facilitates um, healing and support and love every day for us in our lives. And we may not see them, sometimes we may not feel them, but if we do allow ourselves to really get grounded and centered and hear outside of what's going on inside here, we actually really can connect to our spirit team, or what I also call our divine team. We can connect to these beings, our loved ones, our ancestors, our angels, gods, goddesses. Um, there are so many spiritual beings who love us, who want us to succeed in this physical world, the world where we suffer. I don't mean to laugh, but I mean it's true. We're here in this world, and we worry about what happens once we're gone, but from my understanding, once we're gone, it's paradise, it's peace, um, it's heaven, it's less suffering than we are facing here. So while we're here, we have a job to do, we all have a duty to do, we all have good work that we need to do, and we can't waste this life doing frivolous crap. We can't waste this life giving our energy to shitty people. We can't waste our times filling our bodies up and our minds up with toxic information and just stuff that doesn't serve us. Okay. So if you're just joining us now and you missed it, the beginning of the group channeling here was, I channeled Jon Bon Jovi's song, It's My Life, It's Now or Never. And so, our intention and the message for all of us here in the Brave Bear community today and this week is, it's my life, it's now or never. So that means do what you are being pulled to do what you are being called to do. Show up and do your work. It is necessary, it is needed. You matter. This work matters. Your art matters. The messages that you are sharing with the world matters. Regardless of how you're delivering those messages, how you're delivering your work and your art, it does not matter. All that matters, all that you need to know is that you matter. Your work matters. You put it out there. You show people how much it matters to you, how much it means to you, and what kind of a difference you want to make in your life and in their lives as you're touching and impacting them. And I guarantee you, at the end of your life, you will be able to say, I did my part, I did my best, I showed up and did this great work. Whoever was supposed to receive what I offered has received it. And for those who don't, that's okay too. I bless them, I thank them as well, and I wish them well on their way. But I'm here to live my life. I'm here to do what I'm meant to do, and I'm here to serve those of you who want to receive what I have to offer you. That is our message today, guys. It's my life. It's now or never. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I hope we have a lot more tomorrows because I know we have a lot to do. Um, and I know that all of you here do believe that there is something bigger at play supporting us and loving on us from above and from within. So let's take more of that time and energy to go within and to connect to the above. Okay, and you can do that by even um, using some of these meditations we've done before. Go ahead and replay a previous episode, or go on YouTube and find a meditation to guide you if for some reason you don't feel you can meditate easily. But allow yourself that self-care time to truly connect within, truly to connect above, and allow those messages to come through that really are wanting to talk to you right now. So with that, thank you for this group healing right now. Thank you, spirit team. Thank you, divine team. Thank you, God. Thank you, loved ones, ancestors, spirit guides, angels. Thank you so much for facilitating that wonderful reading. Thank you, Jon Bon Jovi. I'm going to go listen to that song later today. Okay, and with that, let's move into our free coaching, free intuitive readings. It can be a past life reading. It possibly could even be a mediumship reading if anybody wants to come through that wants to connect from the other side. We'll see. But typically, how I work fastest is intuitive readings. So if you're here and you have a question, go ahead and put your question in the comment box. If you don't have a question, but maybe you're just there's a certain dilemma you're going through and maybe you just want to be open to receiving whatever clarity wants to come through, go ahead and put that in the comment box. And this is the time that I connect to you guys. I connect to your energy. Our souls will have a conversation with each other, and I'll be able to provide you some clarity and give you some insight as to potentially what could be going on, and perhaps give you some options about how to navigate that time. So go ahead, if you're here, say hi again. Tell us where you're joining us from. Let us know what you think about that intuitive channeling for the group. Did you get anything? Did you hear anything? Did you feel or sense anything? Go ahead and put it in the comment box. And as always, go ahead and leave your question in the comment box anyway, because we're going to use this time now to focus on you and give you whatever healing or clarity you need today. So don't be shy, guys. Go ahead. I will just wait here and drink my water in the meantime with my Dance Mom's ballerina bun. You guys are shy today. Don't be. You guys know me by now. I don't bite. Okay. All right, first one here. Okay, Pilar. Hello, Pilar from San Francisco. Just some insight, whatever wants to come through. Okay, there's nothing specific. So, as you know, the less specific, the more general the reading might be, or maybe not. We'll see. So, I will see if there's anything that wants to come through for Pilar from San Francisco. But in the meantime, feel free, anybody else, go ahead and put your question in the comment box. And I'm happy to do either past life reading, a mediumship reading, an intuitive reading. Um, or whatever, however my senses come through to support you. Okay, so sometimes if I don't know really what's going on, I'll just start to describe the picture I'm seeing. So, Pilar, never met you before, not sure what you look like. So, I don't know if this is you, but I'm just going to describe the image I'm seeing. I'm seeing an image of a woman, dark curly hair, very poofy, poofy hair. Kind of like, I forget, is it Sally? I forget the name of who it is in the Charlie Brown cartoon. Poofy hair. And she's kind of like, I can see her, over here, lecturing a kid. She's over here trying to clean the house. She's over here, there's a vacuum cleaner over here. I'm seeing the image of, this woman in this, um, she's wearing an orange sweater, kind of like, pumpkin sweater. And it seems like she's trying to clean up. She's trying to um, get things decluttered. She's trying to organize. She's trying to, get a handle on things. But it kind of feels like this tornado. It kind of feels like this tornado in her home. It kind of feels like there's all this noise over here. These kids are being naughty. They're not listening. They're not doing their part. She's got to clean up. There's a spill, or there's housework to do, and she's trying to do this. But then there's some stuff happening in the background as well that seems noisy and loud, like the TV's on. Maybe the news is playing, and so she hears this noise. But she completely feels kind of oh gosh, what's the word? Um, all the energy seems to feel like it's sucking out of her. It feels like she's twirling and twirling and spinning and spinning, and as that happens, like energy's depleting, and it's being pulled this way, it's being pulled that way, it's being pulled behind her, it's being pulled in front of her, and she's about to scream. She's about to have a fit. It's kind of like, why do I have to always do this by myself? Why do I always have to do why am I burdened with the heavy load of the work? Why is it always me? Why me? Why me? And the reason the big hair came into play, because it's almost as it's like a symbol for, she normally would like to be groomed better. Maybe normally she would go to the salon and get her hair done, and maybe she's a little bit more, um, like her hair is more in place, and well done, and maybe she's more put together. But in this image, it's kind of like hair's frazzled, her the whole emotion, her whole feeling. She's frazzled, she's overwhelmed. And so the big hair, the kind of big orange sweater, and clutter and noise, and the energy kind of whirling around her all over the place is just really showing me that she's kind of at that breaking point, and she's looking for more groundedness and wanting to have more um, uh, uh, oh gosh, what serenity. She wants more serenity in her life. I kept seeing an S word. She wants more serenity in her life. She wants more silence. She wants more peace. She wants more self-care. She wants more me time, because it's always about everybody else, and it's not. She's often neglected in the process. And as I'm actually even feeling into the energy of that, she often does this to herself. There's a certain level um, of codependency. It's almost as if she feels driven to want to be needed, but in the process of being needed and doing the work and helping people and being the rock, being the foundation, being the tough one, being the strong one, taking care of everything, in the process of wanting to be that person, she has taken on too much, and she's allowed herself um, to feel resentful, not intentionally. Initially she went in going, I'm the caretaker, I'm the lover of all things, I'm the doer of all things, I'm the only one who's going to get everything done. But then she didn't realize, oh my gosh, I took on so much. I have a hard time asking for help. I have a hard time getting help. People volunteering to help willingly. I often have to ask several times when I finally do ask for help, but at that point, it's like, what's the point? They don't do it the way I do. They half-ass it. Maybe they get mad at me. They don't take me seriously, or they don't respect me, or um, I kind of feel like I'm alone at all this. I feel burdened by all this. So, all this to say, as I'm coming full circle with the message here, it's this. I'm hearing, stop saying yes to everything and start giving yourself permission to say it's okay if I don't have my hands in everything. It's okay if I'm not everything to everybody. And I'm not a bad person if I say no, that I can't help you right now. I'm not a bad person if I say no, I don't want to do that right now. And I'm not a bad person if I say I don't have an answer for that. Just no. There's no excuse, just no. You are not a bad person if you say no to others so that you can say yes to you. And this yes and no channeling came through for the group weeks ago in a previous um, Shin Kicking Mondays, and I have to tell you, this message keeps coming back, Pilar, because what's happening is we know this, right? We know that we need to take care of ourselves. We know that we need to say no more. We know that we need to say yes to ourselves more, but we get stuck in that habit. And I say we because I am guilty. I do this in my family as well, and even for my dogs. We we don't trust that others can do things as well as we do. We don't trust that people are going to care for things as much as we do. So in the process of that non-trusting and that I need to be the one doing it, we have burdened ourselves. We're the only one packing on all this work and this heavy lifting. We're the ones assigning us that job and that duty. So the lesson here is, how do we lessen that burden? How do we open ourselves to receiving the gift of help and service and support from others? And then how do we let go of believing that we're the only ones who can do a thing, or the only one who can make a difference, or the only one who can complete a task? Okay? And maybe we're right. Maybe we are better than others at completing a task or doing a thing. However, that doesn't mean that others can't get better. If we don't allow other people to help, if we don't allow other people to do the work, and if we're always jumping in and doing it instead of them, when are we giving people the permission and the opportunity to get better? Right? Isn't that kind of our fault? We're like, you're not good at this. I'm always doing this, but I'm not going to let you try. I'm not going to let you get better because I'm going to show you I'm better than you. Right? So when we do that, we're not we're doing a disservice to the people we love and care about, because we're not letting them have the opportunity to learn, to fail, and then to get up and improve and get better at that thing. Okay? So, I think that's the message. I don't want to belabor the point. We need to ask for help. We need to truly receive the help and be open to receiving the help. And then we need to say no more when it doesn't serve us so that we can say yes to us. And then in the process of receiving, it's a gift to others because they get to give to us. So that is a gift for us, and it is a gift from them. So receiving is a gift for the two people who facilitate that giving and receiving. And then allowing people to fail, allowing people to learn, and allowing people to grow from those experiences so that we're not burdened with all the heavy lifting. Okay? Hope that helps you. All right? So Pilar says, this is good, thank you. Great. They're so cute, they deserve the world. Yeah, that's true, honey. That is true. Okay, awesome. So I hope that holds you over for now. But just remember those words. All right, another question, Jabril. The verge of a breakthrough. Have been encountering barriers recently, keeping you from moving forward in the process of re-engaging some experiences, emotions from the past, and wondering where you should be focusing right now. Okay, awesome. Okay, Jabril, let's see what's coming through for you. I will let you know exactly what kind of messages I'm hearing, seeing, feeling, or sensing. Oh, I get a lot of goosebumps for you. When I get goosebumps, that's validation for me from my spirit and divine team. A couple of things: validation whenever I'm feeling close to receiving an answer, or hearing, or seeing, or sensing, or feeling something. But then it also means that there's a lot of energy present. Okay, so this is good. I get good jujus. I get a lot of goosebumps up and down my arms, up and down my spine. So that's a lot of energy presence, and that's also a lot of validation. So um, let's see what's coming through. Okay, confronting things of the past, verge of a breakthrough. You're holding back. That's the first phrase I heard. You're holding back. There's still something you're holding back. Okay, so as I'm channeling here, I'm just going to let the words flow, okay? And then I'll try to piece it together, and maybe you can comment too and help me synthesize here. But um, you're holding back. You are you as you're building your craft, as you're sharing your craft, as you're spreading your love and your art to others, you're still holding back a piece of yourself. You're still worried that you're not enough. You're still worried that who's going to show up, who's going to care, um, why should they care? There's always somebody better. There's always someone who can give more. There's always a different place where people can go to. Why would they want to come to me? Why would they care about me? Why would they listen to me? Why would they want to be a part of what I'm doing? There's still that bit of doubt, Jabril. There's still that bit of why me? They probably would rather be over here. And there's a lot coming through. So I'm just going to try to piece together all the words or just say it. Um, and when you doubt yourself and when you are afraid to completely let the people in, right? Let's call the people your community, your tribe. When you hold back, they can sense the energy of that holding back. And so the energy in your community, in your tribe, they hold back too. Okay? So let's say, for instance, I'm here doing these intuitive healings and readings, and I want to tell you guys a story about something that happened to me over the weekend, but then I'm afraid that you're going to judge me, so I don't tell you. If I'm afraid that you're going to judge me, I'm already going to um, emote this energy that is that says to you guys, energetically, telepathically, I don't trust you to know this about me. I don't trust you to share with you this vulnerable side of me. And in the process, my community is going to go, well, I kind of you don't really go deep with me, Bernie, so I'm kind of not going to go deep with you either. Does that make sense, Jabril? Okay, so far you're saying, okay, yes. So, as silly as this sounds, because I know you personally and you've gotten vulnerable over the years and you have been a very vulnerable person for a long time. You blogged on one of my very personal sites for a passion project I did many years ago. So I've seen you share your art, share your writings, share yourself, share your story, and get vulnerable. Spirit's asking you to get even more vulnerable, as silly as that sounds. They're like, you can go even deeper. You can go in a level deeper. You can let people see even deeper and delve into that part of you that you might have not yet shared before. And be not afraid of them judging you. Be not afraid of them seeing you in a different light. In fact, that diving deeper into that thing and bringing it up to the surface and putting it out into the world and sharing it, because you're ready. The only reason I'm telling you that it's okay to do this is because you are emotionally, mentally, spiritually ready to do this. Okay, if you weren't, then I would tell you not yet. You are ready. You have worked on your emotional, mental, and spiritual resiliency, and you are ready to dig deep, deeper. Bring that up to the surface. Bring those stories out. Bring that art out. I kind of feel like there's something still down here, and you're kind of like bringing it up to the surface, and then you're through your words, through your art, through your music, through your writing, through all of it, through all the ways you channel your creativity. It's going to be felt by your community, Jabril. It's going to be felt, and it's going to be a visceral response to your vulnerability and your openness. And they're going to go, he ain't holding back. Oh my God, I feel this. Oh my God, I hear this. It's like in my bones. And so the breakthrough that you are going to make is that opening up. And in the process of that opening up, your community is going to open up as well to you. They're going to see you as somebody who can relate to them, somebody who can understand where they're coming from. They are going to listen to you and go, he gets me. I hear it in the lyrics. I hear it in his singing. I hear it in his piano playing. I hear it in his writing. I hear it in the way he talks when he does lives. um, in the way he shows up, in the way he expresses himself creatively, I see it, hear it, feel it in every bit of his bones. And it has touched me and has made an impact and has made me have goosebumps and shiver all the way up and down my spine as well, right? So it's about opening up and letting those people into that world even more than you already have. So spirit's asking you to be even more open and vulnerable. But let me, there's a little caveat. Let me caution you before you run and do that quickly. The caution is when you are, because you probably know this by now, Jabril, and everybody here in the Braver community. When we are creative beings, we are being intuitive. Okay, we may not call it channeling with spirit or channeling with God or channeling, our higher self, but when we are creating, there is this part of us that we're tuning into that no one can explain. It feels like divine intervention. It feels like we're outside of ourselves, or we feel like we're so deeply connected into ourselves. And we create in a way that no human being can create because it just doesn't seem human, for lack of a better term. And so when we are creative, we do tend to, we're more intuitive, we're more connected. And in the process of that connecting, it can be very emotionally, mentally, and spiritually draining at times if we are not coming back and grounding ourselves after the creation has been completed. That's why, for example, when you launch something or when you finish writing something or you finish a big project, what ends up happening at the end of that? Your energy's depleted, you're completely pooped out. I was in bed for a week after I did my launch, and I had no idea because I was like running on a journal and I felt amazing. I had no idea that it was going to knock me out for a week. And, I fully admit I know these things, and yet sometimes the human in me continues to do these things like forgetting to ground, forgetting to center, forgetting to make time for self care, for forgetting to make time for rest and relaxation. So, Jabril, I'm also going to caution you then to make sure that before you start doing this deep dive into the vulnerability and the openness, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you're protecting yourself in an energetic bubble. Anytime you're making that connection to your creative genies, okay, your creative spirit team that's supporting you during this time as you're creating and as you're producing and as you're making stuff. And then after you get done and you're launching the stuff into the world, I'm also going to ask you and invite you to also ground yourself and keep yourself protected as well, because now you're very, very, very open. And when you're very open, you allow think of yourself as kind of like, in the winter time, and you open the door, and you've opened the door, you're open, but then you don't shut the door's open. So it's like, maybe the leaves blowing in when it's windy, maybe some snowflakes are coming in because it's, like it's windy, there's a snowstorm, maybe a squirrel came into our house one time last year, came running in and got freaked out and ran out back. But you got this door open, so it's this portal to like all this stuff, all this energy, all this stuff to come in. Got to make sure you close the portal when you don't want it open, okay? So make sure when you're done producing, when you're done launching, when you're done publishing, when you're done putting your thing out to the world, A, you make time for rest and relaxation. B, you ground yourself and you protect yourself. You close that portal, right? Because it's like, I don't want to create right now. I just want to go and eat my burger over here or whatever you're eating. Okay? So we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves afterwards. And then after we've taken care of ourselves and we've rejuvenated, we've got the energy back, and then we're ready to, produce and create again, then we go back to that cycle again, where we're now making that connection to the higher up. But again, always making sure that we're protected, that we protect our aura, we protect our energy from anything toxic, from anything negative, and from just too much energy depletion. Okay, so thank you for that question, and I'm so glad. I love the little emojis. Oh, I love you, Jabril. Thank you for being here today and asking that great question. I'm so gosh darn proud of you and your journey and your vulnerability you've already shown. So I love you. I will support you, your music. You guys go check out Jabril's stuff. I'll make sure. Actually, if you want to, can you just go ahead and put a link in the comment box, Jabril, and just go ahead and tell us where we can find your music? I know you just recently launched something brand new, a free download. So go ahead and use this channel here to support what you're doing. And I think it's great for the Brave Bear community too because it allows us to experience the love and the goodness you're already putting out into the world. Because I know you are a person of you're an advocate for human rights and social justice. So I truly wholeheartedly support you and care about you and everybody else here too. Um, my goodness, I am so blessed to have such a great group of brave bears here in my community. Okay, let's see what time it is. Okay, it's about quarter to 11. I might possibly be able to take one more if anybody has another question or if anybody's open to receiving like a past life reading or something, if nobody does have a specific question. But then I think I'll close it up after that since we're kind of running close to the hour. So is there anybody else? I'm going to look in the comments here to see. And if you're just joining us now, say hi in the comment box. Tell us where you're joining us from. Um, there we go. Thank you, Jabril. You can download. Jabril has put a link in the comment box. You can download for free. I think it's still free, is it? Either way, even if it's not, support Jabril. The song is called "In My City," and I did have a chance to listen to it, and it was very, very beautiful, very heartfelt. Okay, anybody else with a question or open to receiving a past life reading or anything today? Let me know. We've got another couple minutes here before I close up shop. All right, I'm just gonna look at the comments real quick. See if I missed anything. I'm not always good at looking at comments. Okay. Da, da, da. And I just have to thank Jon Bon Jovi again for his song. It's my life. It's now or never. What a great song. Make sure when you guys leave today, put that song on. Let's play that song for ourselves today and remind us the message that Jon Bon Jovi wants us to know. He's a pretty philanthropic guy himself. I was recently watching him in the news, and he's been doing a ton of awesome stuff for like homeless people. I think there's some other philanthropic stuff he's working on too, but Jon Bon Jovi is such a great human, and so my gosh, what a wonderful song to come through today. Okay, it looks like you guys are kind of slowing down, so that's fine. We'll finish up today, but you've got next week. Anybody who wasn't able to ask a question today, you can always ask it next week. But as always, thank you everybody for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the group in intention and intuitive channeling at the top of the show. It's my life, it's now or never. Let's remember that. Thank you, Jon Bon Jovi. Thank you all who asked questions and who got free readings today. I really hope that you gain clarity from it. And no, you're not hearing things. If you hear a little running and singing in the background, I've got a grandnephew visiting for a couple of days in the other room. So um, he loves to make noise at the most inappropriate times. And then lastly, also, Jabril is leaving a comment here, which I'm totally on board with. Jabril gives so much. So if you'd like to support Jabril, he shares all of his artistic work and process at this link he also included underneath his free download. It's a Patreon account where if you want, you can just make a monthly contribution for any amount just to support his work. So go ahead and check out that link at Patreon, and look for Jabril. But Jabril, thank you so much for sharing your stuff today, and good luck with everything. You definitely have to keep us all posted on how things go. I appreciate you too, my friend. I appreciate you, Pilar, Frank, Jen. If I missed anybody else who joined us today, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the Brave Bear community. All right, Mama Bear's out. See you guys next week. Take care.